So I watched Oppenheimer, based on the book American Prometheus, The Triumph and Tragedy of J. Robert Oppenheimer. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The movie follows the story of Julius Robert Oppenheimer going from studying physics to creating the thing that may destroy all of humanity. We'll just have to wait and see. I have to say that this is probably Christopher Nolan's best movie so far. But that is completely subjective from person to person, I'm sure. This is definitely the most recent movie of his that I enjoyed. The one before this one was Interstellar, and that was quite a few years ago now. I absolutely adored how the movie was shot, color grading to make it look dark and serious, to fit the tone of the movie and tackling the subject matter that it talks about. It also has great performances all around, but we kind of expect that from a Christopher Nolan movie. I think he's very, very, very picky with who he picks for his movies. The dialogue didn't do a lot to engage me, but it was more than made up for by the fantastic performances in the movie, particularly Robert Downey Jr. I think this is the first performance of his that I've seen post Iron Man, and no, I didn't watch Dolittle. And speaking of casting, I'm surprised at how low the budget is for a movie of this caliber.
What a world we live in where $100 million is considered pretty low for a budget of a movie. Man, inflation is such a bitch.
How does something like The Flash cost over $200 million and look like absolute dog shit, but for $100 million, you can make this movie? Normally, I would think that a movie like this, with the cast that it has, $100 million would just cover the casting. There are a lot of A-list actors, and I'm pretty sure I read an article quite a while ago that said a lot of actors took a pay cut, and I could definitely see actors doing that just to appear in a Christopher Nolan film. So in a movie about the making of the first nuclear weapon, there's lots of explosions in the movie, and you are toyed a lot with the main explosion when they're testing the bomb for the first time. One minute you're admiring Cillian Murphy's handsome jawline, and then bam, there's an explosion and you're blown out of your homoerotic fantasies. Don't expect an action-packed movie. It is very dialogue-heavy, contemplative, and very tense at times. Not a whole lot of action going on, but the production design is all fantastic. I loved everything that I saw, and a real bomb was actually made for the atomic bomb test. Christopher Nolan, you absolute madman.
It's like, fuck it, you know? I mean...
The majority of the movie is in color, but occasionally it goes to black and white. I thought that this was to portray a different period of time in the movie, but apparently it's to show the story from a different character's point of view. If I'm understanding that correctly, I should have done my research before going into the movie, because I wish I knew that before going into the movie. The soundtrack is also very well composed and thought out and executed throughout the movie at the best times. Composed by Ludwig Göransson. I am definitely not pronouncing that correctly. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of people claim that this is the best movie of the year so far, full stop, and that is probably true. And I highly recommend seeing this movie. I had a great time. You know a movie's a good time when it goes for 3 hours and it doesn't feel like it goes for 3 hours. Seeing it in an IMAX theater would probably make the movie that much more immersive. I just saw it in a regular cinema and I still had a fantastic time. Highly recommend seeing this one. Go check it out. So, even if I recommend the movie or not, you should see the movie for yourself and come up with your own opinion. You can comment your opinions in the comment section down below, or let me know how my opinion is wrong. Thank you for checking out my little channel. If you enjoyed the video, you can like the video or dislike the video, subscribe, and check out my other videos and social medias. There are links all around the place. As always, more videos to come. Have a good one.